Where have you been?
Oh, I don't know. I've just been, returning to work and dealing with the back to school craziness of taking two kids to two different schools and, I don't know, trying not to die the last week of COVID. What have you been doing?
Well, carry on.
Has it really been 3 weeks since our last upload? Jesus, that's a long time, and I'm really sorry, but the punches just kept rolling these last few weeks between going back to work and getting sick and just everything. Like, it's been a rough couple of weeks, but we're finally back, and I have a really exciting one for you this time. So I decided to put together a warglaive, and I've been trying to beat around with how to paint this, what style we're gonna go with. I couldn't think of what I wanted to do, but I finally figured it out. I've had these vallejo shifters for a long time now, and I haven't had the chance to use them. I didn't know what to do with them. They're very specialized. They're just something different. And I was like, let's see what we can do with this. And man, we pulled off something really cool. We're also doing something else that's pretty new to us. I am trying out non-metallic metal again. I've only done it one other time. So this is my second attempt at non-metallic metal, and it's chrome of all things. So let's see how that turns out too, but why don't we get started?
Hey guys, I also want to mention that the paints used in this video were sent to us for free by the Army Painter. So huge special thanks to the Army Painter for their support of our channel, but let's get back to the project.
Let's start with unboxing this thing and picking which variant we want. I'm going with the Armiger Helverin because I think the autocannons will give me a great place to start for the chrome non-metallic metal. So I'm going to use the airbrush for all of our priming and base coating, which means I get to bust out all of those really awesome airbrush paints that the Army Painter sent me a while ago. So I'm going to start with Sapphire Gem for all of our midtones. This is going to go on all of the big panels out toward the edges and where there might be a little bit more shadow and where it's a little bit darker. Next, we're going to use Ionic Blue, and this is going to be our highlight color. It's going to go on all of our upward facing areas and all of the middle parts of our panels, just so it has more of that rounded look and it looks like it's kind of pulled forward a little bit more. Now it's time for the really cool part. I'm finally breaking out those vallejo shifters that have been sitting on the wall for a while and seeing what they're made of. And let me tell you, they're so freaking cool. They're like diamonds in a bottle. They shine and sparkle like everything girly in your life, and I love it so much. Now it's time to mask off all of these newly painted areas with AK's camouflage putty so that we can go in and lay down a black base coat for all of the rest of the places. Now I'm going to take that same black and I'm going to base coat all of the trim and the barrels so that we can get started on the chrome. So we're going to be using 5 colors to achieve this chrome look. We're going to be using 2 colors from Army Painter and 3 colors from Pro Acryl. From the Army Painter, we're going to be using Desert Yellow and Thunderous Blue. And from Pro Acryl, we're going to be using Coal Black, Gray Blue, and Bold Titanium White. So I start off with Desert Yellow for all of the downward facing areas and up the sides just a little bit. This is going to be the reflection of all the ground surrounding the miniature. Next, I leave a thin black line and add Bold Titanium White, which will be our horizon line. Next, I take Gray Blue and put that right up against the white, followed by the Thunderous Blue for the top and upward facing areas. On the helmet, I accidentally painted the reflections in the wrong direction, so I just blacked it out and redid it. This whole process proved to be just as hard as I thought it was gonna be, and I wanted to give up multiple times until it finally clicked. I finally realized the secret. The secret is, chrome is a mirror, and each individual piece is a separate mirror, which means if there is a sharp separation between 2 pieces next to each other, you have to paint them as their own individual mirrors. Once you figure that out, things go much more quickly, but this entire piece is a serious testament to trust the process. It will feel like it looks like absolute shit until it doesn't, so stick with it.
Who died, Mr. Reynolds? That's what this needs to be. This is now Mr. Reynolds.
Okay. I want to put a name tag on it.
Okay. I can do that. You really shouldn't have fucking told me that.
Well, because now you want to put a name tag on it?
Yes, now I want to be
ADHD?
distracted.
Okay, stop. Stop.
My instant was like, okay, where's the tape? Let's do this.
Now I'm taking the AK elastic putty and masking all of my chrome pieces so that I can go back in with the airbrush and add more shadow color, and then the main body of the armature. I also painted the trim areas in black and added the shifter over it to give us an interesting trim that still tied into the rest of the mini well. I then went in with some green, yellow, and red and painted all of the wires. And lastly, we did our desert base, making sure we used the same desert yellow to match the reflections on the miniature. And finally, with some 3D printed sandstone, some grass tufts, and some dry brushed highlights, it's finally done. So let's cue that epic music. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit that notification bell and like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. I want to thank you for sticking with us this far and being so patient with us with the delay in video uploads. It's been a really crazy back to school season, and now that we're getting into the swing of things, hopefully things get a little bit more consistent with our upload schedule. We also want to let you know that we are accepting commissions currently. So if you are in the market for anything commissioned, you can contact us through Squarespace or any of our social media platforms via direct message. We also have our Patreon, where patrons get exclusive early access to video uploads and other goodies. So if you're interested in helping support the channel that way, we would really, really appreciate it. As always, let us know what you think in the comments of this video and any other videos you want to see in the future. But until next time, have a good one. We'll see you later.